So this whole ethical question of responsibility towards the object, and then I really talk about the physical object also, is yours. But it comes, maybe not in strings, but it comes like in small cachets. It comes in small packages of, kind of hidden obligations.
Yeah, you have them. I was thinking about, when you talk about the process, I think about the idea that researchers, that's also an idea of Latour, should keep a diary when they work on their research.
Yeah.
And he describes 5 little diaries that you should keep. Like what questions did you ask yourself that day? What kind of books did you read? How did the books? Did you read or see other things? So that you just trace back from that day how all your arguments developed, and then you can really see how futile things or arguments or noises or influenced the way that you got your idea.
Yeah. Did you write down the 5?
No. Well, I could look them up because I don't really remember what 5 there were, but 5 little diaries tracing your thoughts and your actions and your decision making. But when you just talk about how you buy a thing and there are strings attached but you don't really see them, or that is also like that's not only packed into the way that it came about, but that's also its connection to a really wider world again, and all the more general norms in how to deal with things in certain categories. Or I think it's interesting where those meet, the really personal history of a thing coming about, and probably that unfolds itself into a very large world as well.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So you have this meeting.
But I think the diagram is quite good in a way. It's almost, go like this. I have to think of an hourglass or like a wine glass in that sense. But no, I think that's interesting, because an object or something comes about through a reason, but then it reaches the world and again takes on another form or takes on another sign. In a way, an object has a sign, it has a meaning, but then again it is brought out into the world, let's say, by some sort of distribution, and again it takes on another sign.
Yeah, but the human that deals with the thing is itself a product of a very wide network, and brings it into the relation that comes about, and then a whole new thing or new entity appears, changing it all the time. I think that's really interesting, that everything changes all the time. It's not something stable meaning something stable, but it's, as soon as there's contact, something new emerges. I don't know, it's just a spin-off every time, everywhere. I really like that idea.
But how can you then talk about things? Like
It reminds me of the last one.
Yes. So, or we say we already said that we can't freeze a moment in time and say, okay, we are now talking about this thing at this moment in this very location with this setting. We cannot, because all the other settings of ever before and ever in the future are there at the same time. So, or we just say, okay, we don't talk about things anymore because you can't.
The last time that was what we decided.
They're so relational that they're not even things anymore or an object, and it's basically, where do you start? Where can you start any kind of definition of what we actually talk about? Huh?
The last time we decided that it was action, like everything that at the point where events emerge, and that's just when something changes. There you can talk about an entity at least, and that can be human or a thing, or can be a hybrid or whatever. But
so when it becomes something else, in the moment of changing form,
when it brings about action, then you can actually see the contours of something.
So when it breaks, or
if something does not bring about anything, you can't really see it, or it doesn't do anything. So how can you trace it? That was, we don't have to go on that track again, but that's what
I don't know, but I can trace now the bottle of oil without,
but if it wouldn't be there, there would be this huge, plus of oil, so it does something, it brings about something, or it prevents something from happening, or it is an action.
Yeah.
in a way.
Well, the object itself is not an action, because the object does not do the action. It can be a catalyst for an action.
But if this, as an object would not be there, then its content would be all over the table right now. So it does hold together, literally. It has an action because it.
But that depends on if we define the object as a bottle or as olive oil.
Okay, I was talking about the bottle.
Okay.
We were talking about the bottle. Oh, yeah, that's true.
No, because I believe that olive oil is written down inside that bottle, and therefore I do not separate olive oil from the glass bottle.
Right now you can't. No.
But I also couldn't when I asked Yvonne to go downstairs and get it, because I saw it in relation to the salad.